My name is John Haterproof Kennedy out of Rock Island, Illinois. I train at Marty's Martial Arts.
I'm Sean Huffman. I'm a pro fighter. I live in Davenport, Iowa.
You know, I have nothing but respect for the guy, but come March 28th, as soon as that cage shuts, all respect's out the window, and yeah, I'm just looking for a 3-round war, 15 minutes to just bang him.
I do hope he comes fully prepared. I hope to give a good show. I hope it's a great fight. That's all I ever wanted.
Like everybody knows, I fought better guys. I fought Bellator vets, Strikeforce vets, you know, people that have been on Ultimate Fighter. So yeah, I'm really not worried.
I think my wrestling definitely would be more dominant. I think I'm a harder hitter. I just have to make sure to come in shape and to have my mind right that night.
Work on your triangle defense. Hopefully it doesn't go there. Like I said, I want a 15-minute war, stand and bang. If it goes to the ground, I'm not afraid to take it to the ground.
In no way am I intimidated. I hope that you do come fully prepared, because I'd like to give a good barn-burning fight, good slugfest. We'll see how it goes, but I don't think you'll win.
I love it.
We are ready for our second fight of the night here at Cage Aggression 15, Dedication Night 2, and making his way to the cage, no stranger to the Caged Aggression cage, John Haterproof Kennedy out of Moline, Illinois, representing Marty's Martial Arts.
Man, first of all, I want to give a shout out to everybody at Marty's Martial Arts, man. They have really been stepping it up. I love seeing their guys walking around in black sweatshirts every time we do these great shows. But just to speak on John real quick, if I had to go out and rate someone who is probably one of the most improved fighters that I've seen over the last, 2 to 3 years, it would probably have to be John Kennedy, because just to see his evolution in the octagon, it's incredible.
And he hasn't stopped. I mean, he's gone literally for as long as we've been calling these fights, for as long as I've been covering MMA. He's been on the forefront. And one of the main people that have really evolved and taken this sport seriously. He took that turn about 2 years ago when he said, I'm going to take this more serious than I ever had before. And we have seen some great fights out of him since then. Making his way to the cage, Sean Huffman out of Davenport, Iowa.
Independent fighter, has about 450 fights under his belt. No, I'm not just exaggerating a little bit, but he has a ton of fights under his belt. Man, I love it when you have 2 seasoned veterans coming into the cage. I haven't really seen too much from Huffman, and which is probably crazy considering how many fights he has. But just having a chance to talk to him, he said that his biggest inspiration is his son. I know tonight I had my daughter come down here to cage side, and just to feel sort of goosebumps, just to have her around, just to have her here to share what I do, and I'm not even going in there. I can only imagine how inspired he is by having his son being, the person who pushes him the most.
Yeah, he's got that on his side. He's got all those fights on his side. There isn't a move he hasn't seen. Win or lose, he is very comfortable in the cage, and he's got a very, very game opponent tonight. Don't let the records fool you either. I gave up on looking at records and saying, well, this guy's got more wins and this guy's got more losses, so this guy's going to win. You can throw all that out tonight. You can throw that out in every fight card you watch. It's not about that. It's about who wants them more in the night, and I don't know tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout of the evening is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the Caged Aggression Professional Middleweight Division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall and weighed in at 183 pounds. He trains with Marty's Martial Arts and is sponsored by All World Concrete and Finish Fightwear. Joining us from Moline, Illinois, John Haterproof Kennedy! And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighed in at 185 pounds. He's sponsored by Fireburger Concrete. Joining us from Davenport, Iowa, Sean Huffman!
We are ready for the second fight tonight here at Cage Aggression 15, dedication night to John Kennedy versus Sean Huffman. Sean Huffman in the red and black shorts, John Kennedy in the white.
It always amazes me how many the guys can come in and show respect like that before you go and kick someone in the face.
Right, immediately. And I was going to say he's going to start out with the kicks because that's just how he feels his opponents out, with his feet. Switching stance too, that's just something that we haven't seen him do either. I mean, that's how comfortable he is in the cage as well, when you can switch stances like that. Huffman also may be one of those fighters that just, you know, waiting for that one big shot. I mean, we've seen it before with the momentum changes. Ties him up. Gets
nice strength there by Huffman.
Kennedy very aware of where he's at, you know, walking his back towards the cage a little bit. Well, I was going to say he was walking towards the cage, but he kind of walked the other way. Now he's walking. He knows where he's at. He used that wall walk up, get back to his feet.
Lands a nice shot to the head, you know.
Huffman doing a great job staying real tight on him. Big headshots. Those add up. And even those are coming through with a lot of muscle and a lot of strength. Kennedy doing a great job. Excuse me, Huffman doing a great job staying tight to him. Kennedy trying to kick his leg out, trying to do something.
Yeah, Huffman's going to have to try to do something because he's getting a little pounded right now.
And even that too, when you're gripping like that and you're holding onto something, you're expending energy. And those shots, we're at about 10 now with those headshots from Kennedy.
Yeah, you're going to have to use that position that you have to your advantage. I know that he's trying to gain full mount, but I don't know if that's going to be possible at the moment with Kennedy in the position that he's in.
It's tough to do full mount from that position. Maybe pick a side and hop over on the other side and kind of try to get behind him. But right now, Huffman's got to probably abandon this plan he's going into right now. Here's Kennedy with the groundwork we've seen so many times with the long legs.
Nice shot by Huffman right there.
Throw a triangle on. He's looking to maybe isolate that arm. Got it right now. And Kennedy throws on his submission so quick too that, you know, he's got control of the wrist and still just getting those big shots in.
Huffman's in a real tough spot right now because his right hand is stuck, and Kennedy's very flexible with his legs. We've seen that many times before too, so it's kind of like being caught in a spider's web at the moment.
Huffman, you know, and right now there's not a whole lot that Huffman can do, even though he is on top. Looking for the triangle, has almost got it.
Huffman very able to slide out.
He's so close to the triangle as well too. Big shot.
Big shot from the bottom.
Another big shot. That one hurt him.
Another huge shot from the bottom.
There, now Huffman looks to pick a side and get some side control. Doesn't get much better with the action. Literally 4 feet in front of you.
Hey, you're not hurting nothing here, John. Stay relaxed. Relax, John.
Kennedy looking right now to, you know, trap the arm again, maybe get a Kimura if he can. Huffman doing a great job too. That's actually one of those. Huffman looking for the arm triangle maybe. Funny enough, he's trapped Kennedy's arm almost.
Go, 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 go.
Kennedy does a great job to get out of that, but also
he
still finds himself kind of caught.
He did a great job of getting out of it without fully turning it into his stomach too, which is a very dangerous position for someone.
This is very draining and exhausting for Kennedy. Great job, even, you know, the flexibility of Kennedy to kind of roll into the triangle like that. I mean, you really got to be aware of where you're at, and where your opponent's at on you to do that. Huffman trying to get a few elbows in as he tries it for another, half mount something.
This is definitely one of the differences we see tonight with the professional fights as opposed to the amateur ones, with that extra time for each round.
That extra 2 minutes makes a world of difference in the fights. So, what do we learn from round one?
I think we learned from round one that Huffman is very scrappy. He's done a good job of being on top pretty much that entire round, but he's going to have to throw a little bit of offense of his own and get that going.
This is when we see both fighters, respecting each other after that first round. Kenny doesn't want to get too close to get taken down, and Huffman doesn't want to, feel those kicks like he just did in the first round.
Ooh, big shot by Huffman.
Here's where there's not a lot of technique to those punches, but if you get one of those on the chin, you're going down.
Oh, definitely, and a very nice trip takedown by Huffman. Trying to jump into side control. He's going to have to be careful because Kennedy is always angling to get that triangle going.
He's looking to pop that arm out too, and maybe get the Kimura from the ground. It looks like he's working for that Kimura. He's in a great position to do it if he can. He lost it. That move is also one you have to whip off within the first almost 5 seconds of having it.
Right.
Or else it's too hard to hold on to that long from that angle.
Let's go, John. Hey, let's explode here. Let's get out of here. Let's go. Let's steer. Get that Kimura. All right.
There's Huffman again trying to pick one side or the other. He knows he's not going to do too much in the partial guard that he was in. Really trying to get side control.
Nice shot there by Huffman. And as he's continuing to try to, gain the upper hand and get that side control, he needs to continue to keep landing those shots like that. I think that's what Kennedy had the advantage with in the first round. He landed about 10 to 15 of those, and those are what were probably going to get him that first round.
And this is one of those times, too, where you if you're on top, you posture up a little bit, you throw a few punches, and then you go back down to rest. And you kind of, do that and repeat that over and over until maybe you find something, you land one. Big shot again, too, from Huffman. Kennedy looking to trap the arm again.
There you go. Keep. Short elbows, John. Hands low. Again.
Kennedy looking to get around. From this side, it's so hard to keep control of the wrist. He's really trying to use his legs and his full body to get that trap, but it's tough to do. Especially they're getting a little slippery right now. It's going into the end of the second. Tough to get that shot off. See that hold off. I'm gonna say I'm a bit surprised that I know Kennedy's working, but he's flat on his back. And that's kind of textbook 101, and you know, I mean, no disrespect by saying that. I'm surprised he's not moving side to side more, trying to get onto a hip, trying to push out and shrimp out. He's flat on his back, and he could be in danger of an arm triangle right here. Huffman's on the wrong side for the triangle, though. He's got to hop over and get to the other side to finish that. But it's a good start to it.
It is, and it just shows that he's thinking. He's going to have to work a little bit harder to jump on that other side, which is kind of just like he's trying to do right now.
And we've seen that too. People just leap over it and finish the move. But he is seeing things, and it's good. Here's Kennedy right there, trying to get to a side, like we were saying, and not be so flat in his back. It's very frustrating though for Kennedy to have Huffman on. I mean, great for Huffman to be in this position the whole round. Frustrating for Kennedy, not able to do much.
You can also see, you know, one of the main differences from amateur to professional fights with Kennedy looking to throw as many elbows as he possibly can.
Hey, I need shots here, John. Let's go. Give me some shots.
Elbow, let's go. That's it.
Good.
I have to say that even though Kennedy was on his back for, you know, the majority of both of those rounds, I would probably have to say that he was able to win both of those rounds.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing too.
I don't know exactly if he wants to change up his strategy, you know, to avoid being on the ground like that.
And in this round coming up, the third and final round, Huffman's really got to, you know, put an exclamation point. Maybe some more lunging combos. Like I said, they weren't the most technical, but they were effective. They landed, so.
Definitely, and show a little bit more activity, I would say, since he's on top. And I think he's had a few chances to really exploit his top position, but I don't know if he's decided that it was a little bit too risky at those points, but I'd like to see him be a little bit more aggressive on top.
Here we go with round 3 here at Cage Aggression 15 dedication. Sean Huffman, John Kennedy.
Get in there, John. Let's go.
I mean, he just revs up to run at you, does Huffman. So he just kind of runs at you, swinging, and hope one lands. And
right. And if it doesn't land, he's going for the takedown.
And it's tough, as you know, what Kennedy's got to do there is kind of circle out either way and not get caught, you know, flat-footed running backwards. You've also got a grown man running at you, swinging his fist, so easier said from our spots here. Here's where I would expect a Kennedy kick to come in.
Sort of look like he's, you know, he doesn't want to be taken down, so he's kind of playing it safe.
And I mean, and right now the recipe right now for Huffman is to kind of run at you. Great kick, you know, trip again, takedown. You know, we're right back where we finished the round in round 1 and 2.
What I want to see right here is if someone's going to be different, is someone going to try to do something a little bit different than what they did in the first 2 rounds.
Let's go, John.
You know, I don't know. This fight's been very close. As if you're Huffman or Kennedy, I don't really know if you're up on the card yet. I don't know if Kennedy knows that. He may be slightly up 2 rounds to none.
Let's go, John. Box it in.
But you're absolutely right that we need to see something different that we haven't seen to kind of put the stamp on the end of this fight.
Especially from Huffman right now. He's gonna have to be more aggressive.
The judges will award you the takedown, and they won't award you much after that. There's more action we've seen from him.
Right.
In the last
It's the takedown plus the activities.
Exactly.
That's what the judges want to see.
We were talking about that, our last couple times. What do you do after the takedown? Kennedy is, right up against the cage, and I'm really surprised that he's not wall walking to get back to his feet. So if he's going to look for a move from where he's at, he's going to have to come up with something creative because Huffman's not allowing him to do much.
And with Kennedy sort of using his legs to sort of keep Huffman away, it really should be a good opportunity for Huffman to pop up and land some shots, raining down on Kennedy.
We haven't seen a lot of ground and pound. The gorilla punches that you pop up and you just kind of let your hands fly down. We haven't seen a lot of those. I know maybe he's not doing that because he might get his arm caught, but at this point, you hear the low of the crowd a little bit.
Right.
Now. Not happy with this, but once again, they've been working. They've been working for position. They've been working, for the subs. Nobody's been able to get one off
And
yet.
honestly, with fights like this, usually we get that sort of the boos and the jeers way earlier. And I'm glad that the crowd at least understands that, these guys are working right now, and we don't need to jump immediately to booing just because they're on their back.
Keep working, Katie. Let's go. Come on, Andrew. Let's go. Push away, let's go.
There's Kennedy still trying to single out that arm. He's been kind of going for it all fight. Hasn't been able to do much with it.
At this point, Kennedy probably has to understand that he may have the fight in the bag, so he doesn't want to do something that's going to get him submitted or knocked out with only a few seconds remaining in the rest of the round.
Good knees to the body from Huffman. Huffman right now too. He's in a position where he's not going to take a whole lot of damage, but he's not giving out much either. So you can't really expect to get the nod from the judges when you're not doing a whole lot to put the stamp on the fight. We are coming to the end of the third round here at Cage Aggression 15. Sean Huffman pops up. Nice kick from Kennedy from the bottom. Lets him up with 1 second to go, just to say good fight, I guess.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the judges' scorecard for your decision. The judges scored this contest 29-28 Huffman, 30-27 Kennedy, and 29-28 declaring your winner by split decision, John Hager Proof